Good afternoon. My name is Jake Livingston, Incident Commander with Alaska Team 1. I'll provide a little update on our incident. Right now we're sitting at 97,083 acres. We've increased to 28% containment. We have 1,900 personnel. That would include 40 hand crews. 9 of those are hotshot crews. We have 130 plus engines, 26 dozers, 22 water tenders, and 15 plus aircraft working the fire. I also want to mention that we have support from 80 National Guard members. We do continue to see good progress on this incident. We have increased containment on the eastern perimeter, and also the perimeter adjacent to the communities of Rye and Colorado City. A lot of work has been done toward that on the perimeter closest to Wetmore on the north. Also in that area would be Greenwood and then the Highway 96 corridor. We have engines and hand crews patrolling and then mopping up residual heat in the community of Beulah. We also have a drone working in that area with IR capability that's really assisting them with identifying those hotspots. Our focus is shifting slightly as we move around the fire and start moving west. So we're taking care of the lower elevations and we're starting to move into the mountains in that higher terrain. It's very challenging with steep and a lot of bluffs and that sort of thing. We have established a base camp in West Cliff supporting 300 to 400 people. We expect that to grow, and all those personnel are supporting those operations on the west side of the fire up in the higher terrain. We do have a lot of work left to do on this incident, and that has to do with just the access and egress and then the hazards associated with that steep mountainous terrain. I do want to thank the local, federal, state, and county firefighters and the local fire departments for their work on this incident, and then also all the coordination that has gone on throughout our tenure here so far. It's really contributing to our success. I want to mention again, just thank you to the public for your support and hospitality as we've been here, because we're operating out in your community, so we really appreciate that. And that's the end of my report. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Pueblo County Sheriff David Lucero. I'm happy to report that earlier today we were able to lift evacuation orders for several of the areas in Pueblo County. A substantial number of residents have now returned to their properties. However, I want to emphasize that these areas remain under pre-evacuation status. That means residents must be prepared to leave again if fire conditions change. Please continue to keep your go bags, medications, important documents, and pets ready in case another evacuation becomes necessary. We recognize that 2 larger population areas, Rye and Beulah, remain under evacuation orders, and we know those residents are anxious to return home. We understand how difficult and stressful this situation has been for you and for your families. Please know that our highest priority is your safety. Before we lift any additional evacuations, we must be confident that fire conditions have stabilized and that it is safe for the residents to return. We remain in constant communication with the incident management team, and with their guidance, we'll reopen additional areas as soon as conditions allow. The moment it's safe to do so, we will notify the public immediately. We know how eager everyone is to get back to their homes and properties, and we are committed to keeping you informed every step of the way. A reminder to residents returning home: you must have a reentry card to access your property. Reentry cards are available at the Disaster Assistance Center, or the DAC, located at 29 Lehigh here in Pueblo. This is both for Pueblo County and for Custer County residents. We ask for your patience during the reentry process. There may be delays at traffic control points, and we appreciate your cooperation as law enforcement officers work to ensure only authorized residents are allowed into those affected areas. As you return home, please know that resources and services will be available to assist you. Those resources include help with cleanup, debris disposal, and other recovery needs. In just a few moments, you'll hear from the Pueblo Department of Public Health, who will provide important information about safely returning to your property and the precautions that you should take once you're there. Finally, our damage assessment teams have now completed evaluations of 661 homes within the fire perimeter. Tragically, we have confirmed that 254 homes have been destroyed in Pueblo County. Behind every one of those numbers is a family, cherished memories, and a lifetime of hard work. Our hearts go out to every person who has suffered such a devastating loss. Deputies, members of our command staff, and other Pueblo County employees continue to personally notify property owners whose homes have been destroyed. These notifications are among the most difficult responsibilities that we have, and our hearts remain with every family affected by this devastation. We will continue to stand beside our community throughout the recovery process. With that, I'd like to introduce Custer County Sheriff Rich Smith.
Hi, my name is Rich Smith. I'm the sheriff in Custer County. Wanted to give you a brief update on the fire in Custer County. They gave us a report this morning that the hottest areas of the fire are near Wetmore and St. Charles Peak, and those are in Custer County. So the fire probably has started in Custer County, is going to end in Custer County. I am pleased that we've had no deaths in there or injuries of the civilians, the citizens, and I really want to help get them back in their area as soon as we can. And every time I go down to meet with the boss here, I'm asking them, hey, when's the fire's going to be out, and when can we let our people go home? And so that is definitely a priority of ours, but we're kind of at the mercy of the weather, which does not look promising for next week. I also wanted to thank several government officials. We have the Pueblo County commissioners here. They've been here throughout the start of it, as well as the Custer County commissioners up in Custer. And then today, the two senators, and Senator Hickenlooper used to be my boss in a previous job, and he created the Division of Fire Prevention and Control, which is the first ones to take control, as well as the Division of Homeland Security Emergency Management, who's worked closely with us. Our county and many other counties in the state have grants actually pending before the U.S. Congress right now to try to bring in the equipment we need to fight these kind of fires in the future. And so I'll end, just kind of continue taking care of your neighbors. They're under the same thing. And if you need help with the stress which is built up, I imagine over the last 2 weeks, we do have the national hotline 988 to be put in touch with a counselor who can talk with you. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. My name is Alan Cooper, and I'm the sheriff with Fremont County. When this initially started off, I was working closely with my Florence Fire Chief, Bill Ritter, who was working closely with the Wetmore Fire Chief. And it was Chief Ritter who actually established the evacuation lines in Fremont County. When the fire made us run north, we initiated an evacuation of what we call the coal camps, which would be the communities of Williamsburg, Rockvale, and Coal Creek. Based on events that happened within the last 72 hours, those conditions have been downgraded to pre-evac, and that happened 2 days ago for the coal camps. And then yesterday, because of further improvement in those conditions, we downgraded everything north of the Fremont County line to evacuation status. So currently, all of those zones in Fremont County are in pre-evac status, and that can change depending on what happens in C5 within the next few days. I have received a lot of questions on what's happening with the Federal Bureau of Prisons, and I can tell you that that is the safest place to be right now in Fremont County. If you're not familiar with how that is structured, they have a 30-foot dozer line around the entire complex. Everything to the south, north, and west, none of the vegetation is taller than 36 inches. On the east side, there is a ridge that does have some pinyon juniper mix that's 6 to 7 feet tall, but it's also approximately a quarter mile away. So they're not gonna burn. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Aaron Doucette. I'm with the Pueblo Department of Public Health and Environment. As Sheriff Lucero mentioned, we've got some guidance as far as reentry and how to do that safely. course, safety is our first priority with everything that we do, and we would recommend that as you encounter your properties to be mindful of the areas, use personal protective equipment or PPE. We're recommending at a minimum that you use a face mask, an N95 style mask. For light ash, if it's heavier dust or debris, a cartridge mask would be appropriate. Gloves are recommended, eyewear, and if need be, maybe a hard hat or something like that, and safety boots are also recommended. For those that are on a private well, the health department is offering free water testing, and you can come by the health department and get a bottle, return that for a free water test if you're on a well. If you're on a municipal system, those systems are handling the sanitation of that system, and you would not need to get a free well test or water test from us. Also this weekend, there's going to be several dumpsters at various locations, and that is for food waste only. And those locations, there's 3 of them currently. In Colorado City, it's going to be at the Ace Hardware. Colorado City also at the library. And then the 3rd one is going to be at the fire station off Water Barrel in Beulah. Last, I would like to offer that we have a Crisis Connect hotline for those homeowners that need assistance with debris cleanup or getting back into their homes. That number, I'll offer that is 970-283-7325. And we're encouraging those homeowners that need assistance to call that number. They would get registered with that agency and then be assigned a volunteer liaison with the support groups for the volunteer cleanup. And now we'd hear from our senators.
I just want to give a shout out for all these folks back here. I mean, they are what make America great. And when well, if you'll excuse my French, when the shit hits the fan, they get going, and they are able to go out there and save people's lives, save people's homes. We heard stories of firefighters, volunteer firefighters, fighting to save a neighbor's home while their own fire, the fire was reaching their home. They knew their home was at risk, but they made that decision that their duty came first, their duty to their neighbors. And I think this entire team, Mr. Livingston coming all the way from Alaska, we're going to owe a debt to Alaska, and we'll figure out what that's going to be, but it's a serious debt. This should also be a wake-up call. People all over the state of Colorado recognize this is going to be a hot, dry summer by all accounts. If we get some monsoons, great, but if we don't, people should get the brush away from their homes, should make sure trees are out of the way. So many of the houses up there it's like a miracle, they were spared, but it's because somebody put the time in. That's not a bunch of money, it's not a bunch of time, but they hardened the area around there and defended the perimeter of their home. So hopefully people will see the devastation of these fires that are going on right now all over the state, and make those investments to protect their homes.
Well, it's good to be here with Senator Hickenlooper, and good to be here with all of you. I want to thank the sheriffs for what they're doing, the county commissioners for what they're doing. Jake Livingston, thank you for coming all the way from Alaska. You know, there are 2,000 firefighters roughly on this fire right now. In Colorado, we've got 3,700 last week. The week before, we lost 3 federal firefighters on the western slope of Colorado who are battling the flames in our state. It's a reminder of just what is at stake here. And to see today in Beulah, as John said, the story of volunteer firefighters who came to fight these fires while they were losing their own houses in the community is a real inspiration for, I think, all of us, and a reminder that we need to pull together and make sure that we're doing the work that's necessary. We will work with the congressional delegation to make sure that Pueblo County and the other counties that are involved in this are able to get the benefit of the federal funds they need. I know Jeff Hurd, Congressman Hurd, feels the same way, even though he's not here today. He's been following this very closely. We'll work together, work with him to make sure the county commissioners and the sheriffs get the help they need. And it is an amazing thing to think about, the fact that today in Colorado there are 3,700 mostly federal firefighters from all over the United States of America that have come here to fight this fire. A reminder that we are one nation under God, and when it counts, we all need to pull together, and that's what we're seeing today.